Today, you are going to discover why some people are born to break rules, challenge systems, and become the spark that ignites change. You will understand why the outlaw, also known as the rebel, is not just a troublemaker, but a vital force in human evolution. If you have ever felt different, restless, or unable to accept meaningless rules, this message may change how you see yourself. Imagine someone who refuses to tolerate injustice, who questions authority even when everyone else stays silent, who prefers to walk alone rather than betray their values. That is the outlaw archetype, one of the core personality patterns described by Carl Jung to explain the deep structure of the human psyche. The outlaw represents the energy of disruption. They do not settle. They do not easily adapt. They do not accept rules simply because they have always existed. Their central drive is to destroy what they perceive as false, corrupt, or limiting, in the hope of creating something more authentic and free. This archetype appears in revolutionaries, misunderstood artists, disruptive entrepreneurs, social reformers, and everyday people who refuse to live a life that feels inauthentic. It lives in the person who quits a secure job to pursue a dream, who exposes injustice despite the risk, and who dares to speak the truth when others stay quiet. The rebel often emerges from pain. Many outlaws are shaped by experiences of control, rigid systems, or abuse of power. Instead of submitting, they develop the opposite response: resistance, defiance, and liberation. In daily life, you can recognize the outlaw in the person who constantly asks why, who challenges authority, who refuses to follow traditions without questioning them. They feel a deep aversion to hypocrisy and manipulation, and they cannot stand living under rules that make no sense. But the rebel is not just a critic. At their best, they are catalysts for progress. Thanks to outlaws, societies evolve. They drive social reforms, cultural revolutions, scientific breakthroughs, and creative innovation. Without rebels, many freedoms and advancements would never have existed. Yet this archetype also has a dark side. When rebellion becomes uncontrolled, it can lead to destruction, chaos, or self-sabotage. A wounded outlaw may want to burn everything down, including the very things that could help them heal. They can become addicted to conflict, negativity, or constant opposition. Here lies a controversial question. Does society need rebels, even if they disrupt stability? Or are they a dangerous threat to social order? Some argue that strict rules protect harmony. Others believe that without rebels, progress stops and injustice becomes normal. Perhaps the uncomfortable truth is that stability can protect, but it can also stagnate. Rebellion can disrupt, but it can also liberate. The outlaw walks the dangerous line between destroying oppression and destroying without purpose. In Jungian psychology, integrating the rebel does not mean becoming aggressive or antisocial. It means learning to channel resistance into conscious creation. True rebellion is not just about breaking rules, but about replacing them with better ones. A healthy outlaw challenges authority without losing ethics, resists control without losing compassion, and fights injustice without losing vision. They know how to say no, but also how to build something new. If you identify with this archetype, you may have felt frustrated by unfair systems, controlling environments, or expectations that do not align with your true self. Others may have labeled you difficult or problematic, but what they see as a flaw might actually be a powerful force waiting to be directed. The challenge is to transform anger into purpose, dissatisfaction into innovation, and rebellion into awareness. Not every rebel will lead a revolution, but every rebel can lead a profound internal transformation. The outlaw also invites us to question our relationship with authority. Do we obey out of fear or conviction? Do we follow rules out of comfort or integrity? Do we dare to challenge what makes no sense? This archetype reminds us that growth often requires breaking away from outdated versions of ourselves. Sometimes we must challenge inherited beliefs, break toxic patterns, and step into uncertainty to become who we truly are. Healthy rebellion does not seek destruction for its own sake. It seeks liberation. Liberation of the mind from dogma, liberation of the heart from imposed fears, and liberation of life from scripts written by others. And here is the key revelation. The rebel is not the enemy of order, but the enemy of falsehood. Their true mission is not chaos, but authenticity. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment sharing whether you see yourself as a rebel or know someone who embodies this archetype. Like the video if you want more deep psychology insights, and subscribe to continue exploring the mysteries of the human mind.